and welcome to the Onward VR Master League. Well, we got a game for you tonight. My name is TFH, and I'm joined by my good friend and co-host, Xandria. How you doing, man? Pretty good. We got a pretty good matchup today. VR Loyal Dogs versus Anarchy. Anarchy was a very hyped up team at the beginning of the season, but unfortunately have gone through a very major roster change. Matter of fact, we're not even sure what their roster is going to be at this point, but Loyal Dogs have also been a pretty up and coming team as well. Kind of a, I'd say a good mid-tier team to really look out for. I think we're going to be in for a good match, especially with how much Anarchy has been shaken up given their own roster changes. Well, I guess while we wait for these reservists to reveal themselves, Andrea, could you do me a favor and take us through the bands? Yeah. And we're going to be starting off our first map with some Suburbia. But great way to start off a match. I think it's going to be good for both of these teams since they're probably both very familiar. Well, I'm going to know that Anarchy is very familiar with Suburbia. They are a team of very experienced league players. So if you've even played Onward for 5 minutes at least, you have already played Suburbia. I guarantee it. But Loyal Dogs, they played Suburbia too. I think they know what they're doing there. I think it's going to be a much more comfortable map for them. They can definitely control, you know, kind of their own strategy going into this a lot better. Yeah, and like you said, center house is the objective. It's probably one of my favorite objectives in all of this, in all of Onward. I will say that just because of all the insane plays that we could see kind of come out of it. Just because it's got that massive choke point on that stairwell that needs to be taken. I think it's probably one of the few objectives that has a single choke point. It definitely is pretty fun to defend, but it also can be very intense as well, because a lot of strategies are developed just for this objective on its own, and they generally work really well using utility, using just having multiple people go up the stairwell at the same time to cover multiple angles at the same time, or you know, just putting someone into that spawn house, which we'll see in just a second. I know no one can really see the camera right now, but you'll see what I mean when putting him into the spawn house to have eyes on into the objective and try to pick off defenders that way. But we're still waiting on one more player from Anarchy to make it on in. Like you said, Neo, Bulls for Breakfast, and King of the North are here. It looks like their first reservist is going to be Kev, which is a former beginner. So, and when I say beginner, I mean the team, not the skill level. So that's going to be huge for Anarchy here. Kev's definitely, he's been through the ringer. You can't call him an inexperienced reservist, and he's probably going to bring a lot of good stuff to the table for Anarchy, but he could also be playing very differently than Anarchy. But then again, Anarchy were kind of based off, or they were captained by a former beginner themselves originally, Neok, before, at least from what he's told me. He's retired from Onward as of this week, and he is joining the military. So he gets to live the Onward life IRL. And best of luck to him and all the other team members who had to leave. Apparently they all had, it wasn't like a falling out, it was just a lot of them had a lot of stuff going on in their personal lives that required more attention than, you know, a video game, which is understandable. Sometimes IRL stuff, especially in these times, can definitely get the better of us. Yeah, 2020 has definitely not been a highlight of a year, at least IRL wise, but we do have plenty of highlights coming out from the Onward side, so we always have something to look forward to there. Onward Esports is never canceled. The wonders of grassroots esports. Am I right? We don't have a live event yet, but we do get to have the consistency that the VRML does provide. While we wait for this, oh, we actually not KNUTT. Don't get your hopes up here. Not Job will be the 5th member for Anarchy that will complete their lineup. Their last reservist. I believe Not Job also is a very experienced EU reservist. What team he played for exactly escapes me at the moment, but it might come back to me later. I almost want to say it was Vikings before. But regardless, maybe he'll correct me after the match. Yeah, I hope that we get this these rounds going here really soon. I can't wait to see what both these teams and reservists have to bring to the table. Oh, I was right. Yeah, both of them famously in Season 8 fought it out for the title. It was very close. It came down to the final map to decide it, so Anarchy's got some extremely strong reservists right now. Ooh. Yeah, we've only been waiting for 7 minutes, and theoretically there is a 20-minute maximum time associated with the rules that you can use in order to kind of get everyone's, you know, get all your stuff together, get it in a bag, you know, get it all consolidated, put it in a bag, and probably get a bit of strategy going here, especially on an objective like this, just the middle house objective, just to reiterate, and how much effort it takes, how much manpower it takes just to be able to get up a staircase, basically. And we haven't really seen too many people try to go on the stair cap method yet, where they just try to inch their tablet just a little bit above the staircase, maybe under some smoke cover, and secure the objective that way. But regardless, the beeper has gone off in my ear. I think it's some Onward time now. Just hanging out with the Anarchy boys off the spawn. Let's see how they set up really quick before checking out what Loyal Dogs are going to be bringing to the table. Looks like, judging by the map, the Loyal Dogs are getting pretty aggressive, at least up to that midpoint. But aside from that, Anarchy are going to go with a pretty conservative strategy here. Put as many people into the middle house, kind of spread out as they can. Yeah, Loyal Dogs definitely have a very lane forward biased approach here, with only 2 members on the other side, 3 supporting that playground push. And the playground push is actually a really strong one, because there's only 3 entrances into that middle house. You can see 2 of them on camera right now: the backyard entrance and the carport objective, or the carport entrance, I should say. Sorry, I got my names mixed up there, but Of course, there's also that front door entrance as well, but being able to get onto the slide over here allows for you to have a really nice, almost unobstructed view into the house itself, and maybe be able to find a potential pick. And we see a lot of higher tier league players use it, just trying to be able to find an opening in the defense. Donnie finds King of the North as the first pick of the game here. This is a great start for the Loyal Dogs. I think he found it. Yeah, King of the North was kind of their roamer, their outside roamer, and he got picked off in the front yard. Plenty of smokes going out here. Here comes the push. Donnie is pushing up to the tank now. He's definitely probably one of the more aggressive players on the Loyal Dogs, at least in this play so far. Plenty more smokes coming out there. I don't know if this coverage is great. I feel like it's going around the house, not in it, but maybe there's something to be said about the audio. Neo is able to find Gary. Niminade is right there. He hears bullets for breakfast. He's trying to peek around the corner. He's able to find that one. The smoke does help him out in that case. Now we're into a 3v4 Loyal Dogs advantage with only 3 minutes left on the clock here. The other two Loyal Dogs are trying to work their way on in. Neo is going to get the refrag on a Niminade. I hope I'm saying that right. I never can figure out his name. Oxors is beginning to peek his way on in. Neo has assumed the original position. That shelf position is really nice. Oh, Oxors totally had that lined up first, but Neo is able to correct for that first to just get that shot. Donnie gets the refrag there from the middle house, from the spawn house. Correction. Mouse. Oh, like. Yeah, it looks like Kev was trying to return fire there with a Makarov. I don't think that's gonna work that well. That pistol is a pocket pistol if I've ever seen one. Yeah, you're basically shooting someone in the chest when you go up to shake their hand. Basically, that's the reason behind that pistol. Not gonna help you out at range. Not very. The bullets aren't meaty. It's a pocket pistol. That's the only way I know how to say that. You just got 1 point you want to use, or 0 points you want to use up on your loadout. Put a Makarov on. All smokes have. Ooh, go ahead. I'm not very familiar with the Volk pistols as well, mainly because the only time I'm ever using pistols is when I'm using that dank shield loadout. Yeah, basically like the equivalent of the Glock. Yeah, and the two reservists are gonna try to finish it off here. Granted, these are some very strong reservists. Mousecraft is, oh my goodness. Oh, the smokes might help. The smokes, ooh, no. Nutjob is able to find I'm Donnie. Mousecraft is trying to find that refrag. Does find one. Now it's a 1v1 versus Kev. Kev sees Mousecraft, and Anarchy will take the first point. Is it really Anarchy? Or is it really the reservists at this point? No, it doesn't. Yeah, the reservists are part of the team for the match. They can only be part of that team for, 2 matches, I think, is the max. Yeah, twice per season. So, you can definitely have a favorite reservist, kind of coming in and subbing in for every once in a while. But Can't have him be coming in all the time because then he's officially a 9th team member, which is not allowed because you're capped off at having 8. So definitely some rules coming into play there. I'm almost surprised Anarchy are still trying to stick it out after losing, after being reduced to only 3 members of the team. But you know, Neo. Well, if getting knocked out's the case, let's talk about the dev team. They have forfeited 2 out of their 3 matches. Are they getting knocked out soon here, or how does that rule work? Maybe Dante's got to read the rules. Granted, he is pretty focused on pretty major update for Onward. Hopefully, it fixes a lot of the in-game problems that us League players are too familiar with. But now let's focus on Loyal Dogs as they set up their defense in the house. Looks like they're going to go for a little bit more of a spread one, having 2 people kind of roaming outside of the house itself and only 3 people occupying it. Emanate might be able to find himself a pick here really soon if Anarchy get really pushy. This is a very strong showing from Loyal Dogs as well. They're very knowledgeable going into this match. Definitely much more, incredibly more improved than how we've seen them in their origins. We see a lot of VR arcade teams kind of come and go here because a lot of times the VR arcade will be like, hey, we want to start a team in this, and then they realize that, oh, Onward's a much harder game than it looks, and then they're like, no one wants to play anymore. But it's good to see Loyal Dogs kind of still sticking to it, really enthusiastic about the league, about VRML, and even with the whole COVID stuff going on to VR arcades, that they're still sticking to it too. Niminade finds bullets for breakfast as he tries to push on up. Now Niminade needs to rotate because his position is very public. Job is beginning to push his way on up. Looks like Niminade's pretty focused on that. He's not. I thought he was. The angle was weird, but a couple shots going off there. I think Donnie knows where Nutjob is, though. Mousecraft is able to find King of the North. This Loyal Dogs defense has just been on fire. Only, as I say that, Nutjob does find Niminade. So now 3 people versus 2, 1 resable, and the res does come out. Gary's able to find Mousecraft. So now the push onto the house begins. Nutjob and Kev, once again, are the only ones left here. Oxors is able to find Kev. Now it's all up to Nutjob. Loyal Dogs are 4 strong. They just have to play their cards right, and they get a point of their own. Oxors tries to rotate into that very strong cabinet position, but Nutjob was just peeking at the window right there. I don't know how on earth Oxors didn't see that, but regardless, that's the way it went down. Now, Gary should know exactly where Nutjob is, along with Mousecraft, because he was just shooting a gun literally right in front of their house. Yeah, Donnie's the solver of all problems in this case. Loyal Dogs will get a point because of that really cheeky little flank that they had going on there. Yeah, watching the replay, it just kind of came out of nowhere. I wasn't even really expecting it, just to kind of show how Yes. Xandria, I am sorry about that.
It's okay. I forgive you.
All right, welcome back to the world here. now that we can hear you.
All right, we're on tank objective now.
Yeah, let me bring everyone back into there. Sorry, there wasn't really much commentary there. Had to do a little bit of troubleshooting. Now we can actually hear Xandria. And I thought that's already heard, but some settings were changed in our casting setup, and fortunately the setting that picks up Xandria was changed there as well. So now that that's fixed, hopefully it should never happen again. Plenty of smokes going on this objective. It's a tank objective if we didn't already discuss it before. Just a line of smokes leading up for Loyal Dogs. They get super aggressive. Gary kills Valcraft. Kev finds Donnie. Gary finds Neo. Kev finds Niminade. Now we're into a 2v4. Gary's gonna get picked up by King of the North here. And how long was that round?
Not very, and you know, Anarchy was still strong at the end of it. I mean, they came in hard. Like, they had a good idea with all the smoke and everything. It's just they weren't checking their corners and getting caught off guard. It was just not, kind of an unfortunate outcome.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was the right idea to get aggressive with that, but I do feel like Anarchy were very well equipped. They had the best positioning for that kind of aggression. The smokes weren't really placed to assist that kind of push. And regardless, Anarchy will take that free point effectively.
Yeah, it's a little too early in the game for a Hail Mary like that.
Yeah, I'm about to say, like, it's a pretty out there move, pretty avant-garde, very super aggressive. Actually, it's probably the most aggressive I've ever seen the Loyal Dogs. And in order to be able to kind of do that kind of aggression, you have to effectively be really good gunslingers. Like,
yeah, you have to be able to snap, turn, and
you have to be looking everywhere, man. Like, you gotta be checking every single angle that you pass by, because the defense can be there. On that objective in particular, once you pass the middle house, if you're gonna bum rush it, the middle house is like the point where the defense can counter rush you too. So anywhere beyond there is where you can expect the hostilities, and I just don't think Loyal Dogs were very well equipped for that push. We're about to watch Loyal Dogs go on the defense here. Maybe Anarchy are going to take a slightly different approach this time, given the fact that they are on a different spawn. At least I know the Loyal Dogs are having a good time.
oh, they always do.
Oh yeah, kind of the way to keep a team in the league. You make sure that everyone's having a good time. You're not really trying like super hard, especially when you're starting off. Then you're gonna have a good time. If you're trying to go into the league like immediately off the bat and try to be the greatest team there ever is, I've seen a lot of teams attempt to do that and they just fall apart. Like,
Yeah.
the best way to do it is just build a community and then start improving your game together as a team, rather than just hoping that your raw skill can carry you to the end.
And I think the biggest thing with Onward 2 is teamwork. Like, you have to work as one. You like, no one or two or even three good players acting alone are going to be able to carry a team.
The Kev's going to nade over in front of the burning building. Won't be able to find anyone since no one was there to receive it. Oxforce is able to find King of the North as he made an entrance into the middle house. really good spot to defend from, actually. The middle house in general, it keeps a really nice little overwatch onto the objective on a side that's really hard to watch from spawn house. So I would say that it's just as an important of a position as the spawn house itself when it comes to defending this particular tank objective. Kev is going to rotate around to the mid.
And anybody on Marsoc coming around any of these lanes, like, it doesn't really matter even what lane, you can't look at spawn house and center house at the same time. So even if you get one, you're going to get refragged from the other angle.
Plenty of smokes to come out, heralding the push from Anarchy. Neo is able to find Roxor. Interesting little rotation into a different room. I'm sorry, that's the same call out. Now that Anarchy have that middle house, that is such a powerful point, and this could be a great capping opportunity, a chance for them to take map 1 if they can get that cap going. C4 goes off, won't be able to find any of them. Kev is able to find Gary. Donnie is trying to find that refrag, but Kev is just too quick on that dodge to be able to find that one. Shots.
Jose, casa.
Gonna be able to. I'm gonna say that he's gonna be able to Neo his way out of that. Even though Neo's profile picture in VRML is Neo from the Matrix. Who's the better Neo here is the real question. Rocket Evade comes out. It's a flash. I don't understand what the purpose of that one is, nor the purpose of that push, but Mousecraft will be able to find Nutjob as he kind of solo pushes onto the driveway in the middle of nowhere with no assist from his team.
I mean, right now we're 3-3, and Loyal Dogs are actually in pretty good shape. The way that they're set up, they kind of have. Yeah, just like I say that, Donnie gets taken now. Unfortunately,
in good of a shape anymore.
No.
Such a huge pick. Mousecraft.
But either way, the cap is just not going to happen.
Oh, Neo underneath the APC tires finds Mousecraft as well. Now it's all up to one of the dogs, or just the dog.
Okay, I retract my previous statement, and,
yeah, why
now
you gotta
I'm going to
curse
say,
it, man?
At least they're not going to cap.
Well, you never know. Well, the cap wow, Niminade with the double. Very nicely done. Now we're into a 1v1.
Turns it right back.
What is going on here with your voice, Xandria? How are you? Oh, the nade. Is that going to be close enough? No, it's not. No. But it does show that Niminade's position is revealed.
But so is Bullets. Well, at least it was before he rotated. Yeah, Niminade really needs to rotate now.
Yeah, I think the rotation definitely a requirement, just like you said.
I
Only
think
1 minute
kind
remaining.
Of afraid.
Yeah, I think he can go into that middle house and defend it pretty adeptly, or his spawn house at least. But you know, maybe his position right now, if he's able to tuck into those sand.
That's what I was thinking too.
Sandbags
in there.
Granted, our caster vision is sees all, and he doesn't see this at all. As a matter of fact, he's looking the wrong way. That's just because he doesn't know. Bullets has done a really good rotation here for this in particular. Ooh, Niminade, don't peek out any further. Well, no, Bullets is not there. Bullets is out of the open, and he sees Niminade. Always keep your head on a swivel.
Man, that round went back and forth, you know, about what, 2 or 3 times there.
Yeah, just we were saying before. Oh yeah, Loyal Dogs are in great shape for this objective, and then they lose one of their members, and then
Donnie.
Yeah, and then it goes down to a 1v3, and then just Niminade with a double is able to keep the team in the game for this one. But unfortunately, he just wasn't ready for that rotation. Bullets for breakfast will get an easy pick, but luckily for Loyal Dogs, Anarchy are not rolling away with the cap.
No. So, I mean, they're still in it. I mean, I've seen teams come back from a 1-3 before. It's definitely doable.
Yeah,
You
just
know,
kinda,
sometimes you got to have that pressure on you in order to focus a little better and play the best you can.
what little dogs need right now is a cap. They could really
Yeah.
use that boost of confidence right now.
Tie it up 3-3, and then we'll have the last round.
They have, like I said before, this is a much stronger loyal dogs than we've seen in the past. But at the same time, they're still kind of they don't know as much about all the locations as they could. Like, for instance, under the APC tires is a shootable spot. You know, it kind of, if you're going to be there, it's best to be looking underneath the tires to have that, you know, that advantage over the enemy. I think they're making a lot of nervous peaks, and they're not really keeping their head on a swivel. You know, like we saw Niminade at the very end there.
Right. I mean, either way, we're going into spawn house objective in the garage. This is a very cappable objective, as two sides of the garage outside can be capped from, and inside.
Yeah, it's very cappable once you get on objective, but the tricky part about it is it is incredibly difficult to get to the objective. You have Anarchy have the entire map available to them to defend from, and they have a quicker spawn than normal. So it's going to be there's a lot more ground that Anarchy can cover, and Loyal Dogs have got to cover in return. Oxors and Neo literally a bush apart. Well, not as bush-like apart, but that's all that separates them. And some toxic fumes that are in real life would probably mess with Neo's mind. I don't know what the side effects of breathing in pressed smoke canisters are, but I'm going to imagine that they are not good.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
I would love to see that effect in VR of just someone getting high off of the smoke. I think that would be incredibly realistic.
The oxygen deprivation alone from it would get you a little fuzzy.
You know, doesn't even see Oxor's heat. The line of sight is there if he looks through the bushes, but
Donnie
he finds two. But Donnie's able to get that refrag. I'm surprised he didn't look for that before, but has not. Ooh, starting off with losing two members just because you didn't peek an angle is not the way you want to start off.
No, not at all.
Keep in mind, Loyal Dogs, if they want to be able to take this map, they have to get this point. There is no other way to get this map right now. They have to get a win of some sort here, whether it be kills or cap.
I don't know if Loyal Dogs are going to be ready for Nutjob's location here tucked along the bushes as they come around lane 1.
Yeah, that lane 1 push can be very powerful, so not everyone looks down there. I personally can recollect a couple times with the shield I just am able to just rush my way onto the objective. And
and they are called out.
The nade might be.
Went on the wrong side of the sandbags. C4 a little premature as well.
Yeah, Loyal Dogs are incredibly lucky that nade got caught by the bushes and put into the sandbags rather than caught by the sandbags and put right in front of them. That's luck if I've ever seen it, but also on Nutjob for his hand-eye coordinations in that case. But still, regardless, that is such a great nade. It had so much potential. Now Nutjob might be relying on his lead throwing abilities instead. Gary's ready for this.
I mean, they must know that there's somebody in that general area because a frag just
King
came
of the
from
North
there.
hasn't identified. Oh, he does now. Now Gary's not ready to see either. Nutjob will shoot through the bushes onto Gary. Mousecraft is also right there. Plenty of smokes going out onto the objective in order to pressure it, but having King of the North right there is huge because he actually has physical eyes on both sides of the approach to the objective.
So we're looking at what Donnie's doing. They're kind of
Well, what he was doing.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stop talking. It seems like I have a
you
little
got
too
a
much
cursed
effect
voice.
on this. Yeah.
You are cursing the loyal dogs with everything that you say. Mousecraft and Nutjob. I'm surprised Nutjob hasn't even looked through the bushes to peek for this yet, but Mousecraft has just been super silent. He's been on all fours, just trying to be as quiet as possible, which
I don't see that being enough. I mean, at some point he's gonna get seen and
he's being seen right now, but luckily somehow he doesn't get shot is the
just
more
dodge those
incredible part.
bullets.
Who is the real Neo here? Neo or the person who he's shooting at? That is my question. Mousecraft is going for the shots on the Neo. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not Neo, that's Neo. Can't do these 3-letter names. I have one anyways. Wolf's gonna be able to clean that one up eventually. Anarchy are gonna take map 1. Anarchy goes to reserves, to be clear, but they're gonna take map 1. And Loyal Dogs are gonna have to fight for the next 2 maps if they want the win.
Absolutely. I mean, I feel like they're doing better than we've seen them in the past, but there's still a lot of this disjointedness going on. I don't know. What's your take on it?
I feel like Loyal Dogs have definitely improved since, you know, every time that we see them, they're always an improving team. But there's still some kind of minute details that they have to sort out themselves. You know, kind of how they want to approach this, their teamwork, and you know, kind of their some skill-based things as well. And Anarchy have the advantage because they're full of players that have been playing this game for thousands of hours.
Yes.
And granted, Loyal Dogs are a V arcade. I don't know what their exact setup is right now, but typically with V arcades, they don't have their headsets available in their home. They're not working from home effectively, so they don't have like they have to go somewhere to play together as a team, and that can be, it's already hard enough scheduling for people when they're literally in their houses, let alone scheduling for people to come to one specific place. And most of your talent is kind of, you know, centered in one specific place rather than being able to get talent from all over the world. Like my team's got 2 players from Canada. I'm in Virginia, and I've got some people, you know, in the middle of the United States. Like our team can draw from that, you know, pool of talent all over the globe. Whereas if you're a V arcade, typically you're drawing in from local talent.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I don't think I've ever seen a member of VR Loyal Dogs in a lobby just casually playing.
I think I've seen Donnie around.
Okay.
But that's just Donnie. Map 2 is going to be... Let me get set up for this hype train. Drum roll, please. It's going to be Downfall.
And we are gonna have Butcher Shop Objective.
Ooh. Or Helicopter Bungalow. For those of you kind of like the standard nomenclature. And because it's bungalow, I'd buy a helicopter. I don't know how much more specific you can get about that.
Eh.
And going back to what I was saying before, you know, Anarchy, they have the advantage of also choosing from a very strong reservist pool as well right now, because they're down literally 2 members to even compete. I don't even know how many. Well, I'm just thinking. No, the Great Schism happened before the matchups were generated, so they knew going into this that they were only going to have 3 members. So it's good on them for, you know, having enough faith in the reservist pool to be able to, you know, to be able to even just play the match, let alone have as good a reservist as they are.
I mean, and maybe since they did know it going in early, that they were able to, you know, find the reservists early. So So it may have even been a bit of a good thing that it happened so early in the week.
Yeah, and now they can kind of rebuild their team as the season goes on. They've had a strong showing, at least in one of their first games against the newbies, but then granted, this is with the old lineup though, but they kind of got a hiccup when they lost to Berserk, or Berserkers, I believe is how they wanted to be pronounced, but the Russian team, which is kind of a newer team, but they've been around for a season, so they know what they're doing. And it just kind of gone downhill for Anarchy, but it's good to see them kind of, at least with the 3 members that they've got, they're kind of getting, you know, regaining their footing, even though they lost a lot of really strong players.
I'm just looking at, you know, the defensive line here for VR Little Dogs. They've kind of got the objective surrounded, one on top. Nobody's too far away. They definitely have a good setup here to defend this objective.
Yeah, and kind of looking at how Anarchy themselves are choosing to approach. They're taking this very cautiously. A couple shots going off from the Marsog Hill as Kev tries to identify one of the members of the Little Dogs. Is able to call it out, but is not able to get the pick. So all they've got right now is information, and both sides effectively have information on where each other are at.
I'll try and bait some stuff down.
The North is beginning to pre-fire his way on into the center hotel. He gets caught out by Donnie.
Yeah, always a powerful position on top of center hotel. Unfortunately, it's very easy to lose your head up there. You have to pop, and just as I say that, Donnie gets shot in the back.
That job is, or I'm sorry, Neo is able to get a nice little pick onto Donnie. Onto the top of that hotel there. I almost kind of wish that Niminade was there to support Donnie, but fortunately that can be really challenging to do, especially when you got enemies coming at you from all different sides. So we did have a drop on Anarchy's side, so it only shows 4 members up on top there. And
Yeah, we lost King in the center.
oh yeah, there was a drop in the center. Ooh, that
Nothing's
is
worse than seeing what was your teammate now just a pile of weapons.
yeah. There's a difference between seeing a body and just seeing a pile of weapons. If you just see a body, that means that they were shot and they're still in the game. But if you just see a pile of weapons, that means that either that they were shot and they rage quit, or that they dropped while they were still alive and they weren't able to. There wasn't any gunshots to say like, "Hey, I've been shot," or you know what I mean. Like there wasn't any distinct events that could call into question your body counts.
I can't remember if it's furniture
Right.
in the basement of Central Hotel.
So either way, it is. So that makes it 3-4, correct?
I believe no, they've got
No,
4
it's
strong.
4
It's
to
4 to
4.
4. It's 4.
Yeah. So he must have dropped after he died.
Yeah. Deploying a bit of smoke there in order to be able to cover his cross. Gary finds Neo. Now we are into a 3v4, but I think Anarchy really shines the best when they get closer to the objective. I like to play the game a little bit slower than most. Taking their time, biding their time.
There is definitely something to be said for playing it slow. I mean, psychologically, it kind of instills a lot of doubt and anxiety into the defense, and it kind of makes them make mistakes that you can capitalize on.
Mastercraft is able to find bullets for breakfast near the objective. Now Anarchy, only 2 strong and loyal dogs, have got 2 members for each member still alive. Kev being one of them.
He's right underneath Niminade. Looked like he was thinking about going up those stairs. I think he's trying to bait out Niminade into making some noise so he knows exactly where he is.
Nate is actually making his way down the stairs as well. He's going to try to instill the Peeker's advantage here. First, Kev works his way on up. They
Oh, it's a
trade, but Kev is going to get the better of that. The res can come out, but I'm going to doubt that that res is going to happen. There's only 1 minute left on the clock, and Nutjob has got a lot of ground to cover.
That'd be a tough one. Not to mention a lot of ground to not get shot through.
Yeah, Downfall is really challenging because there's not that much cover to rotate around on. So once you're kind of committed to an approach, that's it. You can't really move back because the map is just so big that you can't do anything else. There's no other path. You have to stick to your guns and hope for the best. And that's the kind of the situation that Nutjob is in. Tries to pre-fire a different building. Looks like he's just gonna bum rush the objective. Less than 20 seconds remaining now. Ooh, he's gonna get caught. Now Trap's gonna be able to line that one up. Loyal Dogs have got another point of their own to start off this round.
Yeah, it was definitely a very strong setup. I mean, they had all the angles covered. They just had to not get shot from a distance, which they did a fairly good job of doing.
Yeah, I think the play style of Anarchy really caught them by surprise, caught themselves by surprise, because they used up. They should have rotated. They should have opted for a different approach. But by the time that they figured that out, there's only 1 minute left on the clock, and there's not much you can do with 1 minute left on the clock when it comes to Downfall. Matter of fact, you can only really cross the entire map in a minute. So once, like I said before, once you're committed to a certain approach, you're committed. You can't really do anything else. And it can easily be the wrong approach, and that is exactly what happened with Nutjob there. It's just that was not the way to go, and Loyal Dogs are gonna run away with the first point.
Definitely pretty good spread of score across Loyal Dogs. Nobody really carrying the rest of the team.
Yeah, they've been a group of people to kind of learn together. They came here to learn together. They came here to play together. I don't think that's ever going to change for them, because they are, like I said before, they are the arcade, so they're going to doing their own thing and see where they can go from there.
So let's see if their offensive skills are as good as their defensive skills on this map. I've definitely seen teams that, it's very offense or defense weighted on their skill set.
Fire everything that he can. Anybody yet. He's just trying to pressure the defense, making them second guess their moves.
Yeah.
But Anarchy have been very tucked right now. They've been hanging out. They're not really seeking anything. They're just waiting for the moment to arise that they can, that their lines of sight open up for them.
Kind of looking at some of these defensive positionings, compared to the southern approach that Little Dogs are fixing to do. I mean, their first obstacle is going to be Neo as they come out of the canyon. I don't know. They're going to have a hard time taking care of Neo, that's for sure.
Kev's thinks you see something kind of happening, but Loyal Dogs aren't really attacking from the north where Kev's looking. Kev's just pre-firing. I think he's a little nervous. Jumping the gun to use that term very loosely.
I mean, sometimes not seeing anything is worse because your mind does start playing tricks on you sometimes.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that look like people here if you start staring at it enough. And you begin to wonder, like, hey, is that a friendly or not? And then you kind of go into this darker place of Onward. Like, you're wondering, like, is the map just messing with me? Or is that actually someone there?
I mean, Neo is doing a good job not peeking, which is, I think, the strongest thing you can do on this map. Just sort of wait to hear them to get close and then, jump out and shoot. Lure the offense into a false sense of security.
Well, Donker also biding their time as well. Nutjob is able to find Oxors. Looks like he's going to try to line up for a second. No, Oxors is only down, so he tried to confirm that. But his confirmation shots are a little bit more off than his initial ones. Lemonade might try to go for this res. It's going to be risky, but it can be done. Oh no! Oxors fell. What on?
That is
Dante,
not good.
please fix your game. That is not right. That is not right at all. I don't think I've ever caught that on cast before. That someone clip that, please. That is funny. I'm gonna put that into the TFH blooper reel.
We do have 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. They definitely need to start moving in. They have a lot of ground to cover and a lot of defenders to kill.
Yeah, given the fact that one of the loyal dogs has been sacrificed to the Onward gods for being rezzed. Definitely, I'll probably be posting that clip into the Bugs channel because I've never seen that happen on Downfall before. I've seen it happen on Subway, but I've never seen people fall through the floor on Downfall. Shots coming out there from Nutjob.
Does look like the push is finally happening with 1:30 remaining. I don't know if I'm ready for Neo here in lower dumpster. Neo's definitely heard him. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think Gary is aware of Neo's location. Oh, now he is.
He's backtracking right now. He knows what's going on. He has to be really swift about this, though. Neo's locking up the rest of this team. Lemonade's getting past Neo. I think this is going to pressure Neo a little bit. But Gary is right there. They're both going to peek here. Who's going to get it? It's a trade.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of the slow peak. It always ends up with a trade at best, and at worst, you just dying.
It doesn't work out that well. Kev is able to find I'm Donnie. And now only one doggo remains.
33 seconds. You gotta do something, Lemonade.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to have enough time to even full sprint to the objective. This is going to be an easy one for Anarchy right now. They just have to wait it. Time management is definitely an issue when it comes to these lower playing teams. I've had a good way to get points against them is if you're novice enough that they just lose track of the time and they just try to be very methodical about it. They just pressure themselves in the end, and Anarchy do just that.
And I think with about 5 seconds remaining, they did get the kill. But it wouldn't have mattered anyway.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter when you get down to that low on the clock. The main enemy at that point is yourself, not the enemy team. And it just plays out that way for the rest of the round. We will be having an objective change though. Going to the dumpster building objective. Very interesting at times, especially if we get a quick spawn. We're waiting to see He seems to, but it's been Neo pulling Anarchy through this for this round here. He's got 3 kills. No, something's got to be wrong there. I think the drop is throwing up those numbers. Just thinking. That drop probably is throwing up the numbers, but as it stands right now, Neo is definitely pulling his own weight and the team's weight.
Este es el sótano, adentro.
Kev. Oh, Kev already was a little able to pick her there, but Kev does find Donnie. Now, Anarchy already have full control of the middle hotel. Lemonade does find Neo. That's going to bring us down into a 4v4 with only the entire round. This is definitely a faster spawn if I've seen one. I think in the north takes some more pot shots onto the objective. He won't be able to find it. I think he's just trying to pressure enemy team into trying to reveal themselves, begin to think that they can make the shot when reality is that they can't. It's just, it doesn't line up that way.
Yeah, I've definitely found with this spawn and this objective, it's much easier to get to center hotel than to get the rest of the way. So they're kind of in that spot.
Whoever was just shot on Anarchy, that's exactly what that is, and that job is a bit of a pickle himself. Try to take some shots back at whoever was firing at him, but little dogs know to just peek and duck for cover again. Ooh, the shots almost line up for Niminade there. He almost finds Nut Job. He's not able to get that to line up. Little dogs have just got this approach on lockdown.
It definitely seems like Little Dog's defensive game on this map is very strong, and as they were on defense first, if they keep trading defensive rounds, they will win this map.
Yeah, this is exactly what they need right now. They've already lost map 1, so being able to take an easy map 2, if they could just keep this trend going, is going to be huge for them. Keeps them in the game. Against a team like Anarchy, which, keep in mind, has got veterans from beginners and Vikings helping them out today, so that's going to be a massive one. Nutjob is able to find Niminade. I don't know how Niminade had that lined up. I don't even know why he didn't take the shot, but I guess just one of those things that you wonder, but you'll never know the answer to.
It's always easier looking back too. It's like, why in that split second did I make that perfect choice? And it's like, because it was a split second decision, you know.
Oxers now makes the rotation up onto top there. Bullets for breakfast. Oh, this could be a cap. This can easily be a cap. Oxers is rotated away. Bullets for breakfast is just sneaking his way on up.
Yes, he is.
Nutjob is able to find Oxers.
Oh,
this
they
is
need to
so
rotate
gonna be a
in.
cap. They need to rotate. It looks like the rotation does come out from Hi, I'm Gary, but will it be enough and in time? No, Gary's preoccupied
now.
Both of them are rotating now, but this could. Oh, it's the question is, can they die quick enough before the cap comes out? Gary is there. No, just seconds before Anarchy will rise up 2 points. Wow, what a sneaky cap. That is disgustingly sneaky.
Yes, it is. I mean, right under him. I mean, they took out that defender that was on lower dumpster, and it kind of left the rest of the defense kind of off, and he made no noise. It was like a snake in the grass, you know, like just coming right up.
Yeah, it was remarkably well done. Have Nutjob just kind of lock up the defense at that corner and just let Bullets for Breakfast sneak his way on up and around. That was remarkably well done. And
So remember what I said about trading defensive rounds? Yeah, forget about that.
Yeah,
VR Little Dogs, they need to win
Xandria's cursed
this
it
round.
again.
I am. I need to just stop talking.
Just leave. Just leave. And I'm kidding. Nope. Stay here. We love introspection and all your predictions that have lately have been turning out wrong, but regardless.
Absolutely wrong. Like the most wrong ever.
Yeah. Well, Little Dogs can definitely cap on this one. We've seen them give Anarchy a pretty good run for their money on some of these rounds. I think it's definitely possible for them to do this. Maybe be able to tie it up on downfall. This is Anarchy's choice, by the way, so there's a time to do it. It's now. If you want to instill that full mental damage.
Yeah, I mean, if Little Dogs can get a cap and tie it up again, and it'll be 3-3 last round decider.
You want to smoke to get over to church?
They do not have the quick spawn this time. They have loud tank spawn.
Which is also a pretty quick spawn if you think about it, but
It really is.
it would be considered a quick spawn.
Rush that hill.
It would be considered a quick spawn if it wasn't for that 2-story spawn by the helicopter. Like, that 2-story one's probably one of the fastest spawns on one of the longest maps.
Bullet for breakfast here in the White House. This could spell trouble. Definitely for Donnie and also the two.
Oh wow, yeah, him getting that double there, definitely some major trouble. I get lost inside the White House. There we go. Now I'm out. There looks like Nimini trying to sneak his way on up there, maybe pull a little bit of a surprise, but he's already
Yeah,
done
I don't think he was spotted, but popping that smoke definitely alerted bullets to his location in the general vicinity.
It only gives him his location for the beginning, but then that smoke sound can drown out location, like footsteps, really well because it's just so loud.
That is true.
Matter of fact, you can use smokes, even if they're not placed right, you can use them just to drown out your sounds.
This approach, though, kind of dangerous. He's very exposed to the rest of the map.
Couple shots coming out there from King of the North.
I mean, if Niminade makes a little bit of noise here, he could tie up the defense and allow his team to kind of swoop in from the north. But that would be asking a lot.
Bullets is doing a good job. He's just holding his position. Granted, Niminade there, it kind of... I think Niminade has kind of debated him because Bullets is now looking away from where he needs to be. He thinks that someone is on him. But... rotate back, he might be able to catch Niminade now. He needs to be looking up.
Oh, he's going for the peak.
This is intense. It's really the question of who notices who first, but who now Niminade will have that cover inside the building. He gets away scot-free from Bullets. Bullets let one slip.
Now Niminade just needs to take care of Nut Job.
I think Nutjob could hear it too, so maybe Bullets
absolutely.
is watching. Maybe the call out does happen, and I don't know.
Ooh, and the C4 here on right next to Nut Job's location on the side of the wall.
Ooh, yeah, actually. That is a really nice spot. It can only really be operated by Nutjob. Quality. Bullets does find Mousecraft now. It's all down to 2. Anarchy has just been untouched going into this, what could be the final round if this keeps going the way it does.
So But we still have bullets for Niminate to deal with, and he's not able to.
Nope. Bullets has just been on fire for this round. Definitely doing a lot of good work. Little dogs have just been getting mowed down, and a lot of it is to do with their spawn. Gary is able to get the wow, that was incredibly great from Gary there.
Yeah,
Really great on him.
barely able to avoid that.
Yeah.
And they are pinned now. I mean, they are pinned from multiple angles.
Yeah, both of them are just. There's no better way to put it than how you just did. They are pinned. There is not much. There's nowhere for them to really rotate. Everyone knows exactly where they're at. Bullets for breakfast is very far away, going on a flank. He is going there to shut it down, even though he really doesn't have to. There's only a minute and 20 seconds left. I don't even know if he'll be able to get there in time. King of the North does find Mousecrap. Now it's all up to Gary, who says hi, by the way.
He's so nice.
I know, right? It's nice to meet you. Hi, Gary. I'm Todd.
But he has been able to slither up and avoid a barrage of bullets.
Maybe he'll be able to
Although
slither up and say hi. Maybe that's his
Maybe.
purpose. He might. I don't know how if he doesn't see King of the North. Like, his head was peeking up there. Maybe it's just. It could just be a hardware issue where it's like he doesn't have like the highest quality stuff. We can't do that, but regardless,
They're
of
both
breakfast,
breakfast.
yeah, we'll be able to see that one. And Anarchy will take the win for Loyal Dogs. But as I've said this many times before, as y'all know, we cast that last match because the MMR does matter. The points do matter. This isn't whose line.
That is true.
And it looks like
They just don't matter that much.
you know, they do matter, but the win is more important. But the placement, like, we can always see like a comeback on map 3 because, you know, winning team kind of thinks about map differently. You know how it goes.
Oh, I know how it goes.
We're gonna find out what map 3 anyways as we load on into it, and it's going to be
Drum roll, please. Beautiful.
Cargo.
It's gonna be. Oh, you know what? You could just spoil it for me. It's gonna be cargo. Correct. Yep. I feel like Little Dogs have done really well on cargo before, so it'll be a good map for them.
We do have the propane tank objective. I feel like this is one of the harder objectives to approach.
Yeah, it can be a little bit more tricky. The main trick to this one is working your way on into this objective. There's a lot of places for the defense to kind of hang out beforehand in very tucked in location. Work their way on in from there.
Cargo is always such a fun map. Like it's like a box of chocolates. You just never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, exactly. It's like so many teams practice this map that it's any kind of competitive advantage that this map does provide to any certain side kind of gets nullified because then, you know, the side with the disadvantage gets a little more cheeky with the strats and kind of, you know, they develop tactics to kind of counter those. It just gets to the point where it really becomes more of a game of who can get more creative with the strategy rather than who can play the map pick better than the other.
Either way, we're gonna find out what these teams have up their sleeves for this map.
Right in time. Nut Job finds, hi, I'm Gary.
Yeah, definitely shutting down that cross of the pipeline.
Yeah. Now plenty of smokes
Kinda-
going out there. This could pressure Anarchy into using locations that are maybe they're not the most comfortable with, and can be the advantage for Loyal Dogs, but they have to that work. I'm sorry, that was interesting. Now we're into a 5v5, but just as we say that, a bit of a trade happens. Now we're into a 2v4 as Bullets for Breakfast finds Niminade. Kev does find Oxors with a nice little rotation around. Definitely got close to that refrag. Is able to find that one.
Now it's all up to Mousecraft against 3 of Anarchy. Not impossible, not easy.
No, definitely not easy. I think a very, very tall order.
They should have some idea of where he is, though, after shooting. Who was that? Kev, I believe. So he really should be rotating, but then again, the Anarchy's not really rotating in on him. It's the anti-rotation.
Yeah, it's kind of like a testing the waters, flying from Bullets for Breakfast.
Might be able to get a job here. No, he's not able to do it.
Nope, not able to happen. Mousetrap does get shot there, and Anarchy will take a nice little point there to start off their map 3.
Looks like the Aero Little Dog's only able to eliminate 2 there. Ugh.
It definitely did not go to plan there on that front. Plenty of smokes to go out. I feel like that it was there. I saw a weird thing happen, but I feel like that's a bit of a desync on my part, where it's like someone got shot when they were clearly behind cover. But like I said, desyncs can happen on the caster side as well. You're not immune to it. It can happen. It probably was totally legit. You know, like in game, but it does kind of throws you a new one whenever you see it on cast. We will have the same objective for Loyal Dogs to defend here. Their defenses have been very strong throughout this game, which is Anarchy have just been able to slip a couple by, and that's why they're getting these points.
Don't give it to me, man. Every time. It never stays. Oh, no.
Yeah, lots of smokes coming out from Anarchy, I do believe. Be a little aggressive here.
Plenty of aggression going out there. Bullets for Breakfast is able to find Mouse. He actually traded with Mouse. Neo has worked his way on up, very close to the objective. Niminade is right there. He's kind of sneaking his way on by. He might be able to find Nut Job if he peeks up at just the right time. But no, he's actually going to abandon that. Nut Job peeks right at the time there. Donnie's able to find Neo, shutting that little approach down there. Now, Nut Job working his way through the able to get his way onto the objective. He's able to get by, but Gary's going to be able to find Nutjob after he finds Donnie now. Gary can easily... he can try to go out and try to find King of the North. Kev is right there. He probably hears Gary. He's able to call it out. Oxers is inside the tunnel. It's a great little spot because now he can peek through that little crack there, maybe be able to shut down King of the North. But no, Oxers chooses to keep on running by and continue the flank. King of the North will get this res. Gary's opportunity to get a double there goes by. He's able to trade with one. King of the North will be able to clean that one up. Now it's all up to the last member on objective for the Loyal Dogs to shut it down. Ooh. Niminade could have shut it down, but he misses his opportunity. King of the North is opting to go away from the objective.
Well, sometimes you just have to run off and regroup and come back later. But unfortunately, he's looking the wrong way, and Niminade's able to, you know, end that round.
I think that definitely went a lot better for Loyal Dogs on that front. They were able to they just held their ground. They waited for the aggressors to come to them, and they punished when they did. They didn't try to do anything funky. They didn't try to, you know, get outside their comfort zone. When they defend, they are on point. It's just that Loyal Dogs need to find a groove when they're on offense. I think they play a little too slow for how they play. I think that they let a lot of their own opportunities run away when they do play, but regardless, their defenses kind of prove me wrong every once in a while, just how good they are well strategized and how well they play them.
Yeah, I know a lot of times you really have to know when to be slow and when to be aggressive. Like, I mean, we both know a player on my team, Unseen, and it just seems like he doesn't know how to be aggressive.
Unseen likes he that man can find kills like no other man can. He is probably one of the most underrated players in Onward because he's not really that present, but when he does play Onward in comp, he's a force to be reckoned with. It's always fun to watch him. But yeah, like you're saying, like the slow play, especially on an aggressive team, can be interesting. We see that kind of happen on Blaze with Squigookin kind of being in the mix there. He's a very more methodical player than a lot of the other members of Blaze are, where they're very aggressive. But regardless, it seems to work for them very well. Kind of throws the team a new one when you think you have the round all set and sorted when you take down everyone who try to bum rush the objective, but then suddenly you got Squigookin who knows where everything's at. It's interesting little mixes that seem to really work with these kinds of, like, the hybrid metas. I'm Johnny. Finds Nutjob as well. Smoke's coming out there from the Loyal Dog side there, trying to cover rotations. Unfortunately, it's not pointed the correct way, so there won't be much coverage come from that. Mousecraft does find Kev from across the map. Looking for that second one, the King of the North. Ooh, Bulge for breakfast. Tosses a Molotov out, but he's already going to reset himself and get his gun, so that's an easy kill for Gary right there. Now, well, only 2 members of Anarchy are left up, and we've barely been gone. It's only been 30 seconds!
That's cargo.
That is cargo. I feel like, how is half the team down in 30 seconds? The perfect way to describe cargo. Oxers accidentally grabbed a mag and tossed, and that might give away a bit of an audience. Nice little cheeky little box spot that he can peek out of.
And again, it's like all that aggression played out really well for them in the early game, and now they kind of stalled out, and now there's this sort of getting picked off one by one.
Once I think they got all the aggressive players on the Anarchy side, and once all those have bladed away, Loyal Dogs are just kind of throwing a new one, and they're like, what do we do here? The shots from Neo gave away the position to Mousecraft, but he rotates away before Mousecraft can get shots back onto him. Looking for this angle, but he is just not finding it. 4 minutes left on the clock in a 2v2. This is how cargo plays out. Everyone dies in the first 30 seconds, and then a 6-minute round after that, King of the North does find Niminade through that box there, which is not exactly cover. It's kind of fake cover. Going to a 1v2. As it's all up to Mousecraft. Try to pull off a win here on Marsoc. Been notoriously challenging for Loyal Dogs to do. I don't even know if they got a Marsoc win yet.
I don't want to say. I'm not certain.
Well, your voice has been cursed so far.
Yes, it has.
Mousetrap instantly gets pinched. And Anarchy will take another Marsoc round. I'm sorry, Anarchy will take another Volk round.
Yeah, I definitely feel like that early aggression was a really good thing for VR Little Dogs. I mean, they got Anarchy whittled away to 2, and I believe they only lost 1 of their own. And then they kind of everybody just stalled out and fed into the defense 1 by 1 and just got picked off as they went in. And just unfortunate to see after getting the defense down to 2 early on.
Yeah, and I do agree with you that early aggression seems to just work so well for Anarchy, but then it's just they kind of get into this tough spot where they kind of go into this not really what is really working for them. I'm sorry, I'm just fixing some scores here apparently.
It's okay.
I just realized. Apologize for the incorrectness of this, but this has been I'm sorry, hang on, fill me in here, Xandria. This has been a challenge for for Loyal Dogs here to get past that halfway mark of the round.
Yeah, and I've definitely been there, and it sucks. Like, you get to a certain point in your approach, you're just sort of like, okay, now what do I do? And I feel like that's exactly what happened to Loyal Dogs there on that approach.
Yeah.
It does seem like we've had a drop from Loyal Dogs.
Yeah, so I think while we wait for this to happen, we're going to cut to an intermission, and we'll see you all on the other side. we are back. We had a bit of a drop on the Loyal Dog side. We're just gonna get back on into this Onward, hopefully finish up this match. Hoping that Loyal Dogs can get at least a map win here. They've been putting in some good work. It'd be a shame if they had nothing to show for it. Nutjob is able to find Mousecraft in the first 10 seconds of the round.
Yeah, they definitely have to watch that pipeline cross. They've gotten bit by that before.
Yeah, it can be very... Donnie with the C4 is able to find Neo. Incredible stuff coming out there. A bit of a nade goes far. Over to Julius, but a little bit shorter. Donnie rotates around. He's gonna... a lot of fun. Regardless, he's able to do it nonetheless. Another nade comes down there. Donnie tries to go for the double. Won't be able to. He gets shut down by King of the North. Now, Loyal Dogs, once again, we're into a 3v2. Loyal Dogs have the advantage here. Is that after that first wave of chaos, is that they don't as well. But Oxford is able to find King of the North. They might be able to tie this up. Bullets for Breakfast does find Oxford on that refrag. Now we're into a 1v2. The last remaining member, Bullets for Breakfast, is now making his rotation around.
Yeah, Loyal Dogs, they just need to tuck in and wait for a member of Anarchy here to cross their line of sight. I mean, they have 2 up. They definitely have the advantage. Just don't get too peaky.
Yeah, just watching that replay of that amazing C4. That came out from Loyal Dogs, I believe Donnie specifically.
Yeah, they just need to kind of tuck in and chill and stop moving around and giving away their position.
Bullets has been spotted. He's able to get Niminade though. Wow, what a pick.
Yeah, he must have just swiveled right around and snapped right to him. It seemed like he was running away from my angle.
He's watching the replay. He gets spotted first, and then he swivels around, is able to get that refrag. Now, back on board with him completely in full screen. He identifies the next. He identifies the rotation. There's a bit of a duel going on right now. And Bullets will be able to. Wow, the trade happens, but regardless, Bullets will be able to get that win for Anarchy as they go up to a 3-2. Just wow. See if we got that on replay. Hopefully we did. Nope. A little too late there. My apologies, but
Yeah, definitely for BR Loyal Dogs, like they had a little bit of early aggression. It panned out really well. They got it down to a 2v1, but they just kept rotating and giving their position away. Man, in that situation, you just need to tuck in and let the offense come to you.
yeah, Bullets has been on fire for this map, and it's been truly apparent. Just nothing can really stop him, and he's been getting these amazing picks. And Loyal Dogs just seem to teeter off there toward the end. And I think they just need to work on their end game. Their starting of the game, their starting of the round is on point. They are getting these amazing picks. They're getting really creative with their picks. They got a C4 that last round. That was amazing. But it just, when it comes down to those 1v1 situations, that's where they're beginning to struggle.
Yeah.
Well, this is officially match point 4 for Anarchy here in this case. It's been 4-1 so far on both of the maps, right? I want to say. Yeah, my scoreboard is still wrong. Now that's correct. And it's still wrong in another sense, but there we go. Now we're gonna hop out into the round there. My apologies. Free-fire down that lane there. My Loyal Dogs have struggled on Marsoc before. They have a really great start, but then it just teeters off towards the end. Kev finds Hi, I'm Gary and Mousecraft. A nice little double, and not even a strong start for the Loyal Dogs this round. It's just been 2 of them are already lost.
C4.
C4 comes out along with a nade carrying finder of the Dogs. Now they're just trying to buy their time. Takes Bulls for breakfast. Does find Awkward. Only 2 members of one member of Loyal Dogs left, as Kev is able to find Niminade. Is all up to Donnie, who's been doing such great work for this team. Can he pull it off? Can he get the squad wipe?
And I think he just realized he's the last one. Not too happy with that knowledge.
And there's nothing worse than looking at your tablet only a minute into the round and seeing that you are the only dot on that tablet.
And if their kill count is accurate, they know they haven't killed anybody.
Well, if there's nothing to report, why report it, right?
You're right.
Gonna onboard Donnie for a second. Don's coming out there. Does give away his position, but he's playing it back, so that the Anarchy, are, if they want to really try to find this pick, they're gonna have to play pretty far out, which might play into Donnie's hands, because then you're just ablating the team away. Ooh, and the push does come out. He is able to find Kev. He's only down, but not out. He gets the double onto bullets for breakfast as well.
He definitely needs to go confirm Kev, or he's gonna get called out.
Yeah, he's probably getting called out right now.
Yeah.
He hears Kev, but he's wondering if that's someone who's alive or not. You can even hear how stressed out Donnie is right now. He is breathing hard.
Immersion is real, that is for sure.
Does get
there,
that
he finally
confirm
puts
in,
another
so
one in.
no more useful callouts from Kev. That little advantage is taken away. Donnie's looking. Oh, no, King of the North is right there. He didn't see him.
Yeah, he was tucked down behind those boxes.
This is gonna be very interesting. King of the North is right there.
He's gonna run right past him, so he's gonna know.
I think Donnie's gonna try to just throw a nade out there. It's a smoke, but that might be enough for King to get by King of the North. It's a diversionary smoke, so now King of the North is rotating out.
Oh, he knows.
And now King of the North has given away his position. Donnie is just weaving his way through the defenses here. Kind of in and out. Line of sight right there. He finds
he's able to get that.
It's the triple so far. Can he pull off the squad wipe? That can get rezzed, and it looks like the res will come out. So now he has to essentially shoot 6 people. 7 at this point, because he already had to res. Just Donnie has just been on fire against this team so far.
I mean, he's got 2 minutes remaining. He doesn't have all the time in the world anymore. But it is definitely doable.
A 3v1 is definitely better than a 5v1. Oh, he navigates across 2 lines of sight, but oh, he tries to go for the refrag. That does not happen. Now he's rotating. He's reloading out in the open. This could be the end of it. Oh, he navigates. No.
Oh, but it's a trade.
It's a trade, and that ends the murder spree from Donnie. Aye.
That was such a good showing from Donnie, though. I mean, getting 3 and you know, 1 was resable, obviously, and it's straight at the end, so if you can count 4. But man, that was a wild round.
Yeah, definitely a very wild way to end this game here. But Anarchy, well, definitely with the strongest showing of them all, is going to be able to get that.
Damn, guys, sorry for changing them up. That's all right.
Definitely get that great win there. Just I don't even know what to say. Like, we saw a great showing from the core Anarchy members. We saw a great showing from their reservists as well. Loyal Dogs were able to get some rounds in. They were able to get I think the first round in every single map, but after
Yeah.
that, Anarchy just adapted and are just able to kind of just adapt their playstyle and counter the Loyal Dogs perfectly after the first round of each map. So regardless, great showing from the Loyal Dogs. It kind of sucks for them that they have to go against two former, top of the line league players, but as reservists rather than just pure Anarchy. But then again, there's not really that much left of Anarchy to go off of, so it's kind of what happens when you pull from the reservist pool, that you get kind of a wild card.
You get what you get.
You get what you get. Yeah, it could be good, it can be bad, but nonetheless, it's just how it works here at the VRML. But that's going to wrap it up from us here today at the VRML. My name is TFH with a swear word in the middle. My co-host is Xandria with a X at the front of his name. This has been Loyal Dogs versus Anarchy. Don't forget to tune in for more VRML content, both on the Onward side and on the Echo Arena side. And I can tell you, on the Echo Arena side, there is almost always a cast happening over there. So definitely go check out their channel if you're looking for some more VR esport contents. Huge shout out to all of our massive list of sponsors that we've accumulated over just this season alone, let alone the seasons previous. Namely, if I can do all these, let's see if I can. ProTube VR, VR Cover, Rebuff Reality, Rebuff. Oh crap! I've already messed it up. Oh, I need a list. But
Rebuff Reality, B Haptic, Cyber Shoes, Armo, VR Wear, Fit and Fixed Gaming.
And that's Xandria coming in clutch right there. But that's gonna wrap it up.
Heyo.
That's going to wrap it up from us here today. We will see you guys later. I believe we have some more matches coming to you later in the day today. But until next time, we will see you all later.
Have a good night, everybody.